welcome to day 2, week 4. Today we will be covering Marichyasana A and B, as well as going into full Urdhva Dhanurasana. So we've already covered the half bridge. Now we will be going into the full bridge, or often known as the full wheel. So if we take it back to the Marichyasana positions, this is a part of the practice where sometimes we may feel a bit of fatigue because we have done quite a bit of postures up to this point and also many vinyasas up to this point. So just know that once we enter into the Marichasanas, it's almost like we're climbing uphill at a steady clip. So this is where we have to really keep our focus, stay nice and steady in the practice, stay relying on our breath. One reason why you'll feel the heat get turned on in the Marichasanas is we're adding a bind. And the bind might seem like a very simple thing, but believe it or not, just adding another element to the posture just creates a little bit more heat in the practice. So just keep that in mind and just stay steady and just stay focused, like I always say. Now, when it comes to Urdhva Dhanurasana, which we will be doing before we do the finishing postures, we will be covering those techniques. This will be going into the full extension of the wheel. So if you feel that it's going, outside of what your capacity is right now, remember anything is possible with practice in the future, you can always rely on the half bridge until you feel like you've gotten open enough and built up enough strength to work into full Urdhva Dhanurasana. So remember, you always have that option. So a little bit of yoga is better than no yoga at all. So, and just attempting and trying and even making mistakes is really just a part of the process. So we'll start with our warm-up, and then once again, we'll begin with our sun salutations. So starting in a comfortable seated position, and we'll just begin with some simple breathing. So breathing in and out through the nose, so just coming into a nice extended position through your torso, the sides of the waist, nice and long. And we'll start with a 5 breath count, breathing consciously. So go ahead and inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, naturally elongating the breath. Inhale. Exhale. That's 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's go ahead and just roll the shoulders, continuing with conscious breathing. Just waking up the body slowly and gently. Just a few more rotations. Good. Let's go ahead and bring the shoulders forward. Just loosening up the shoulder area. Continue to stay connected to the breath. And one more. Good. Take a deep inhale. Extending a lot of energy up through the top of the head. Exhale. Let's go ahead and just loosen up the wrists. We're going to interlace the fingers and just rotate the hands. And then going in the other direction. Good. From here, we're just going to continue to do some opening up through the shoulder area because in the practice, we're working the shoulders quite a bit. So we're going to take the right arm over the left and just do the best you can. See if you can bring the palms together. I mean, they don't fully come together, but just having this connection through the palms of the hands. If you're unable to make that full twisting rotation through the arms, you can always just bring the backs of the hands together. So wherever you can place the hands comfortably. And then from here, we're going to just lift those elbows upward, the hands going upward, and you'll feel a nice stretch through the backs of the shoulders. And we'll breathe here. One more breath. Lower the elbows, release the hands. Let's switch sides. So left over right, bringing the palms together or the backs of the hands together. And from here, inhale, go ahead and lift the elbows upward, breathing. One more breath. And gently lower down. I'm just going to get a little stretch through the neck area. So this time I'm just going to bring my right arm to the side of my head and just kind of like gentle stretch here. Just bring a little weight to the head so I can get a nice opening, elongation through the neck area, through the left side. I'm not putting too much pressure here, but just a light weight of the arm, of the palm of the hand. Continue to breathe. Good, and just go ahead and release. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just placing the hand to the side of my head, just relaxing the arm downward. So just acting like a gentle weight. Continue to breathe. Good. Coming upright, we're going to come up to all fours. We're going to go through a few cat-cow positions. So hands shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide. Bring your shoulders over the hands, the hips over the knees. Inhale. Go ahead and lift the hips, arch the back, lift the head. Exhale, round, tucking the chin. This is really good for the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Draw the navel upward. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. One more set. Inhale. Exhale. We'll sit back on the heels, come into an extended child's pose position. Fingers spread wide, really reaching the hands out as far as you can go. And then drop the head to get a slight front shoulder stretch. Forehead resting on the floor and breathing. One more breath. Good. Lift the head and slowly coming upright. Let's go ahead and meet up into Samasthiti, and we'll be reviewing up to Dhanurasana C. Samastitihi. Yekam, inhale, stretch the arms overhead. Dve, exhale, fold. Trini, inhale, head up. Chatwari, step back or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Pancha, inhale, upward facing. Shat, exhale, downward facing. One breath. Two. Three. Four. Five. Sapta, step, jump, or walk forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Samastitihi. Ekam, inhale. Stretch the arms, palms together. Dve, exhale, fold. Trini, inhale, head up. Chatwari, step back or jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Pancha, inhale, upward facing. Shat, exhale, downward facing. Breathing 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Sapta, step or jump forward. Inhale. Ashtanga, exhale, fold. Nawa, inhale, arms up. Samastitihi. Yekam, inhale, stretch the arms, look toward thumbs. Dve, exhale, fold. Look toward the nose. Trini, inhale, heart forward, head up, look toward nose. Chatwari, jump back or step back. Chaturanga Dandasana, gaze at the nose. Pancha, inhale, upward facing, look toward the nose. Shat, exhale, downward facing. Breathing 1, gaze toward the navel. 2. 3. If it's too much to look toward the navel, look between the feet. 4. And 5. Sapta, jump. Inhale. Ashtanga, exhale, fold. Nawa, inhale, stand, arms up, look toward thumbs. Samastitihi. Yekam, inhale, arms up. Dve, exhale, fold. Trini, inhale, head up. Chatwari, jump back. Pancha, inhale. Shut. Exhale. Spreading the fingers wide, grounding through the hands and feet. One breath. Two. Three. Four. Five. Sapta, jump. Inhale. Ashtanga, exhale, fold. Nawa, inhale, stand, arms up. Samastitihi. Last one, Yekam, inhale. Dwe, exhale. Trini, inhale, head up. Chatwari, jump back. Pancha, inhale. Shut, exhale. One, breathing with sound. Two. Three, drawing the lower belly in. Four. Five. Sapta, jump. Inhale. Asta, exhale, fold. Nawa, inhale, arms up. Samastitihi. Surya Namaskara B. Yekam, inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms. Dwe, exhale, fold. Trini, inhale, head up. Chatwari, jump back. Pancha, inhale, upward facing. Shat, exhale, downward facing. Sapta, inhale, right foot forward, arms up. Ashtau, exhale, chaturanga. Nawa, inhale. Dasha, exhale. Ekadasha, inhale, left foot forward, arms up, palms together. Dwadasha, exhale. Trayodasha, inhale, upward facing. Chaturasha, exhale, downward facing. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Panchadasha, jump. Inhale. Sodasha, exhale, fold. Saptadasha, bend the knees, arms up. Samastitihi. Ekam inhale, knees bend, arms lift. Dwe exhale, fold. Training inhale, head up. Chatwari, jump back. Pancha inhale, upward facing. Shat exhale, downward facing. Sapta inhale, right foot forward, arms up. Ashta exhale, step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Nawa inhale. Dasha exhale. Ekadasha inhale. Left foot forward, arms up. Dwadasha exhale. Trayodasha inhale. Chaturasha exhale. Breathing 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Panchadasha jump. Inhale. Sodasha exhale, fold. Saptadasha, knees bend, arms up. Samastitihi. Last one, Yekam inhale. Dwe exhale. Trainee inhale, heart forward, head up. Chatwari, jump back. Pancha inhale. Shat exhale. Sapta inhale, right foot forward, arms up. Ashtanga exhale. Nawa inhale. Dasha exhale. Ekadasha inhale, left foot forward, arms up. Dwadasha exhale. Trayodasha inhale. Chaturasha exhale. Breathing 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Panchadasha jump. Inhale. Sodasha exhale, fold. Saptadasha, bend the knees, arms up, look toward thumbs. Samastitihi. Padangustasana, jump the feet hip width. Yekam inhale, drop forward, catch the big toes, head up. Dwe exhale, fold. One breath. 2, gaze toward nose. 3, 4, and 5. Trainee inhale, heart forward, head up. Exhale, hold. Padahastasana, Yekam inhale, hands under feet, head up. Dwe, exhale, fold in. Breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trainee inhale, chest forward, head up. Exhale. Stand up. Samastitihi. Uttita Trikonasana, Yekam inhale, step back, feet parallel, arms out, shoulder height. Dwe, exhale, turn the right foot, catch the big toe. 1 breath, looking up toward the fingertips. 2, 3, 4, 5. Trainee inhale, use the breath to stand. Chatwari exhale, left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trainee inhale, stand, feet parallel. Chatwari exhale, reverse the feet, square the hips, twisting to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trainee inhale, stand. Chatwari exhale, left side. 1 breath. 2, 3, gazing toward fingertips. 4, 5. Pancha inhale, stand. Samastitihi. Uttita Parshva Konasana. Yekam inhale, step back wide, feet parallel. Dwe exhale, turn the right foot, track the knee in the direction of the toes, palm to the floor. Breathing 1. 2, gazing toward the fingertips. 3, 4, 5. Trini, inhale, stand. Chatwari, exhale. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pancha, inhale, stand. B, Dwe, exhale. Hook the arm above the knee. Back foot flat to the floor, back leg nice and strong. 1 breath. 2, gazing toward fingertips. 3, 4, 5. Trini, inhale, stand, feet parallel. Chatwari, exhale. Left side. 1, breathing with sound. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pancha, inhale, stand, feet parallel. Samastitihi. Prasarita Parasvanasana. Yekam, inhale, step back, feet parallel, catch the waist. Dwe, exhale, fold. Trini, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold in. Breathing 1, top of the head descending toward the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chatwari, inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, hold. Pancha, inhale, catch the waist and stand. Exhale. B. Yekam, inhale, arms out. Dwe, exhale, catch the waist. Inhale, take a breath. Trini, exhale, fold. 1, draw in through the lower belly. 2, rest the eyes on the nose. 3, 4, 5. Chatwari, inhale, ride the breath all the way up. Exhale, hold. C, Yekam, inhale, arms out. Dwe, exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Trini, inhale, take a breath. Trini, exhale, fold. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. To 20, inhale, ride the breath all the way up. Exhale. D, Yekam, inhale, catch the waist. Dway, exhale, fold. Catch the big toes. Inhale, lift the heart, head up, look toward nose. Trini, exhale, fold in. 1, moving shoulders away from the ears. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chatwari, inhale, heart forward, head up. Exhale, hold. Pancha, inhale, catch the waist and stand. Samastitihi. Parshvottanasana. Yekam, inhale, step back, hands in reverse prayer. Dway, exhale, fold. Center the heart over the front leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trini, inhale, stand, bring the feet parallel. Chatwari, exhale, turn the left foot out, folding directly forward. 1, breathing with sound. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pancha, inhale, stand, take the feet parallel. Samastitihi. Uttita Hasta Padangustasana. Yekam, inhale, lift the right leg, catch the big toe. Dway, exhale, fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trini, inhale, head and chest up. Chatwari, exhale, open the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pancha, inhale, center. Shat, exhale, fold. Sapta, inhale, chest up. And release. Extend the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Samastitihi. Left side. Ashtau, inhale, catch the big toe. Nawa, exhale, fold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Disha, inhale, chest up. Ekadasha, exhale, open the leg, gaze to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dwadasha, inhale, center. Trayodasha, exhale, fold. Chaturasha, inhale, chest up. And release. Breathing 1, point the toe. 2, 3, 4, 5. Samasthitihi. Ardha Baddha Padma, Padmottanasana. Yekam, inhale, right leg, half lotus. Dwe, exhale, fold. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trini, inhale, head up. Exhale, hold. Chatwari, inhale, stand. Samastitihi, pancha, release the foot. Left, Shat, inhale, half lotus. Sapta, exhale, fold. Breathing 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ashtanga, inhale, head up. Exhale, hold. Nawa, inhale, stand. Samastitihi. Full vinyasa to Utkatasana. Yekam, inhale, lift the arms. Look toward thumbs. Dwe, exhale, fold. Trini, inhale, heart forward, head up. Chatwari, jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Pancha, inhale, upward facing. Shat, exhale, downward facing. Sapta, inhale. Jump the feet in between the hands, bend the knees right away, arms up. Looking toward thumbs. 1, Utkatasana. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands to the floor. Nawa, inhale, lift. Dasha, jump back. Ekadasha, inhale. Dwadasha, exhale. Virabhadrasana, Sapta, step right foot. Inhale, arms up. Breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, straighten the front leg, turn the feet. Bend left. Breathing 1. Gaze up toward thumbs. 2, 3, 4, 5. B, Nawa, inhale. Exhale, open the arms, look toward the front fingertips. 1 breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Dasha, inhale. Exhale, bend right. 1, draw the lower belly in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands to the floor. Draw the front foot back a little bit. Ekadasha, lift up. Dwadasha, jump back. Trayodasha, inhale. Chaturasha, exhale. Jumping forward to seated. Setting up for Dandasana. Engaging the legs, grounding the hands to the outer edges of the hip, arms straight. Lift the chest, drop the chin, eyes on the nose, breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paschimottanasana A. Ashtanga, inhale. Catch the big toes, lift the chest, head up. Nawa, exhale. Folding in. 1, gaze toward the nose or toward the big toes. 2, 3, 4, 5. Dasha, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hold. Second hand position, C. Ashtanga, catch the wrists or take the sides of the feet. Head up. Nawa, exhale, fold. Breathing 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Dasha, inhale, head up. Exhale, hold. And release. Cross the legs. Dasha, lift up. Tuck the feet, hands forward. Ekadasha, jump back. Dwadasha, inhale. Trayodasha, exhale. Urdhva Dhanurasana, Sapta, jump through. Exhale, hands back, feet together, toes point. Ashtanga, inhale, lift up. Head back, breathing 1, 2, eyes on the nose. 3, 4, 5. Now exhale, lower. Cross the legs. Alternate legs this time. Dasha, lift up. Ekadasha, jump back. Dwadasha, inhale. Trayodasha, exhale. Ardha Padma Paschimottanasana. Sapta, jump through. Right leg, half lotus. Ashtanga, exhale. 1, 2, drishti toward the big toe. 3, 4, 5. Now inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hold. And release. Cross the legs. Dasha, lift up. Ekadasha, jump back. Dwadasha, inhale. Trayodasha, exhale. Chaturasha, jump through. Half lotus. Panchadasha, exhale. Breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sodasha, inhale, head up. Exhale, hold. And release. Cross the legs. Saptadasha, lift up. Astadasha, jump back. Ekadrimstatihi, inhale. Rimstatihi, exhale. Sapta, Tiranga Mukaya Paschimottanasana. Sapta, jump through. You can jump right into the pose with the right leg back, or bring your leg forward and then fold it back. Catching the foot or the wrist. Ashtanga, exhale. Fold. Breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now inhale, lift the chest. Exhale. cross the legs. Dasha, lift up. Ekadasha, jump back. Dwadasha, inhale. Trayodasha, exhale. Chaturdasha, jump through. Jumping directly into the pose, or taking the legs forward and folding the leg back. Catching your foot or catching the wrist. Pancharasha, exhale, fold in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sodasha, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hold. Release, cross the legs. Saptarasha, lift up. Astarasha, jump back. Ekadarimstatahi, inhale. Rimstatahi, exhale. Janushrashasana A, Sapta, jump through. Knee out 90 degrees, catching the foot or the wrist. Ashtanga, exhale. Breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nawa, inhale, chest up. Exhale. And release. Cross the legs. Dasha, lift up. Ekadasha, jump back. Dwadasha, inhale. Trayodasha, exhale. Left side. Chaturdasha, jump through. Knee out 90 degrees. Pancharasha, exhale. 1 breath, gazing toward the big toe. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sodasha, inhale, hara. Exhale. Cross the legs. Saptarasha, lift up. Astarasha, jump back. Ekadarimstatahi, inhale. Rimstatahi, exhale. Janushrashasana B, Sapta, jump through. Placing Mula Bandha over the heel, knee out 85 degrees, catching the wrist or the foot. Ashtanga, exhale, folding in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now inhale, head up. Exhale. Cross the legs. Dasha, lift up. Ekadasha, jump back. Dwadasha, inhale. Trayodasha, exhale. Left side. Chaturasha, jump through. Placing Mula Bandha over the heel. Pancharasha, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sodasha, inhale, chest up. Exhale, hold. And release. Cross the legs. Saptarasha, lift up. Astarasha, jump back. Ekadaram Satihi, inhale. Urim Satihi, exhale. Janishashasana C, Sapta, jump through. So, grounding the toes. Placing the knee gently. Taking the foot or the wrist. Ashtau, exhale. Breathing 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Now inhale, head up. Exhale. Cross the legs. Dasha, lift up. Ekadasha, jump back. Dwadasha, inhale. Trayodasha, exhale. Chaturasha, jump through. Grounding the toes. Pancharasha, exhale, fold. One breath. Two. 3. 4. 5. Sodasha, inhale, lift the head. Exhale, hold. And release. Cross the legs. Saptarasha, lift up. Astarasha, jump back. Ekadaram Statihi, inhale. Urim Statihi, exhale. So we've just finished our review up to Janushrasana C, and today we'll be adding on the postures of Marichyasana A as well as B. When we complete those poses, we will then go into Urdhva Dhanurasana, a full bridge for back bending before doing our finishing postures. So let's go ahead and begin. We'll come into downward facing position. So from here, either jumping through or stepping through, coming into our seated position. For Marichyasana A, we're going to bring the right leg up, bending the knee. And for the Marichyasana, we're adding an element of binding. So this is where we have opportunity to work the opening of the shoulder. So whenever we set up for Marichyasana A, we want to bring the foot as close to the sit bone as much as possible. So for instance, I don't want there to be a gap between my hip or my sit bone in relationship to the heel. So I always want to make sure I close that gap as much as possible, as well as having the outer edge of the foot aligned to the outer edge of my hip. So if we bring this foot in too close to the opposite leg, it won't leave enough space to be able to bind, but also it will not open this hip efficiently. So again, there should be ample space between the inside of the foot and the opposite leg. So I'm always aligning that foot to the outer edge of my hip. So essentially the knee should be in front of the shoulder, somewhere in that area, depending on your proportion. So this will allow me to also bring a lot of energy down into the foot to then create an opposing energy of lifting up through my torso. So this is a very important position to be in. We don't want to be hunching down like so. If you feel you can't rise up as fully as maybe I'm demonstrating, that's okay. Just do the best you can to have a nice tall spine. The opposite leg, of course, will always be super active, so it will just help us to feel that we have a good balance between this side with the knee bent and this side with the leg extended. So for the bind, I'm going to reach my arm forward, almost as if I'm clearing the shoulder in relationship to the shin bone here. And then from here, I want to sweep the arm to the side. And what's really important for binding is that I internally rotate the shoulder joint like so. Then I want my armpit to close into the shin bone here as I bend the arm. So this will help to secure a nice bind. The opposite arm is going to open out. It's almost as if I'm externally rotating this other arm to wrap. So you either want to catch fingers, or if it's available, to catch your wrist to tighten up the bind. If you're unable to even connect the bind here, there's several options that you can work with. For instance, sometimes it's good to see what's available first. If you're not connecting, or if it really feels like you're barely able to get the arm around, a good stage to work with is to interlace the fingers, support the shin bone to get leverage to lift your chest up, and you can just breathe here. This is a good place to start if the bind isn't quite happening as of yet, but I always feel it's good to at least try to see where you are. Sometimes, even if we're a little bit close, having a towel or something to be able to create maybe a little bit of healthy tension to feel that we can find some type of closing of a bind. Sometimes that also works for a various stage. However, what we're always working toward is to just be able to close that bind with the hands. So it is a posture that takes time. So depending on what you're starting with, you might be experiencing different things. It doesn't mean it will be impossible, just means it will take some time and, of course, practice as well as consistency in practice. So let's go ahead and work with what we have. So either you can be upright like so, breathing here, or working for the bind. Remember that internal rotation of the shoulder is really important as we connect either with fingers or catching the wrist. We inhale here, lifting the chest, and the next exhale, descending the chest over the lead leg. Again, I want to square my shoulders as much as possible, aligning my heart center over this extended leg. The drishti is going to be toward the big toe. I want the shoulders to move back, and I want to elongate my torso as much as possible. Sometimes there's a tendency to really round like so, and often we might not be able to help that from happening, but what you want to try to do energetically is to just reach the chest outward, the top of the head extending toward the foot as the shoulders move away from the ears. Okay, let's go ahead and settle into the pose, breathing for 1, 2. If it's too much to look toward the big toe, you can always drop the head slightly and look toward the nose. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, hold, and release. Crossing the legs, we'll cycle through vinyasa, knees into the chest. Inhale, lift. You can swing, jump back, or step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Setting up for the left side, stepping or jumping through. Left leg in. Again, making sure there's lots of space between the foot and the thigh, outer edge of the foot aligning to the outer edge of the hip. Extending the arm forward, or if you're working here, lifting the chest as you interlace the fingers as you pull in this knee. So when we wrap the arm, for those that are binding, internally rotate the shoulder. Armpit really close to the shin bone, bending the elbow to connect. This shoulder is going to roll open as much as possible. So shoulders hold a lot of tension. So these types of binds help to create more supple opening in the shoulder area. So we're going to inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold, or stay upright if you're working there. So again, drishti is either toward the tip of the nose or looking toward the big toe. 1 breath. 2. 'Keeping the right leg active. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hold, and release. We'll go through our vinyasa again. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, swing back, jump back, or step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, jump forward. Gonna jump halfway and coming through. So next posture is Marichyasana B. So with Marichyasana B, we're adding a third element. One knee is going to be in, the other leg is going to be in a half lotus position, and then we're also going to add on the bind, just like we did in Marichyasana A. So with more complexity and added elements, it will create more of a challenge. So this is another pose that may take time to break down with practice and to find the completion of the pose. So we're doing a half lotus, and that's going to be the first priority. So the half lotus position, again, can be an area of challenge depending on how open we are in the hip. So for instance, if we're unable to make this full half lotus position, the compromise to slowly open up the hip is going to be to bring the foot just above, really it's going to be the ankle, just above the knee. You never want to rest the foot over the knee, and that's probably not going to be something you'll want to do because it just won't feel very good. So taking that ankle above the knee and then coming into this position. So we're going to bend the right leg and lift the chest. So I'm supporting my weight through the hands and they're placed behind me. I'm going to extend my arms, lift my chest, and lean into this hip to this leg. And you should feel the opening in the hip area. If you don't, you may have to maneuver yourself so you do feel some type of stretch. The stretch does not need to be painful. We just need to feel like an elongation through the hip area. So for instance, for some, this might be the edge you need to work with the foot further out, like so. Over time, the roadmap that we're going to be taking is taking this foot and marching it inward closer to the sit bone. So for instance, if I need to challenge myself further, I might even drop this foot down. I'm going to lift my chest again, lean into the shin bone here to find a greater stretch through the hip area. When this feels really easy, then again, I can challenge myself to draw this foot in further, extend my torso upward, leaning into the leg to feel the stretch in the hip. Again, this is going to be a more challenging stretch than having the foot out here. So again, once that is easy, I'll pull in even further, but I will also drop this foot down at the same time. Once I'm in this position where the foot has dropped down into the hip crease here, then I'm going to be ready just to switch and alternate the weight through here. So basically I'm coming from this position where both sit bones are down, and I'm just coming into this position where I'm dropping this sit bone. This sit bone may rise a little bit. I'm not lifting it up, but it's just going to rise because I'm shifting the weight to this direction. So when I'm setting up the half lotus position, I want the outer edge of the foot to line up to the outer edge of my hip, just like I mentioned in Marichyasana A. So nothing changes there. Now, when we bind in a half lotus position, it is going to be more challenging than Marichyasana A, because whenever we create a half lotus position, it just creates a little bit more of an obstacle. So for some, even if this knee is a little bit high, we might still have to kind of just breathe here before working into the bind. Just depends on how stable we feel in the half lotus position. If you feel that you're quite stable here, that you've worked on a good opening through this half lotus position, then we can start to attempt the bind. So same thing's going to apply like I mentioned in Marichyasana A. I'm going to extend the arm out, sweep it to the side so my hand is parallel to my shoulder. I'm going to internally rotate the shoulder. My armpit is really hugging up to the shin bone. I'm going to wrap the elbow. I'm going to open up the opposite shoulder, rotating it backward, and connect. So you might feel that it's challenged to connect, or you can grasp onto fingers, or if that's available, to tighten up the bind to catch the wrist. Over time, we should be able to catch the wrist, or at least the fingers. If you don't catch, it's just good to attempt to see where you are. Remember, the more that you really internally rotate the shoulder, the more secure the bind will be, the deeper the bind will be, essentially, which will help you to connect with the other side. From here, once we connect, or if you're working on the hip opening, you can just stay there and breathe. If we're connecting, we will inhale, take a breath, And then exhale, bow forward. So first phase will be the forehead down. If forehead feels easy, then you can bring the chin forward. Now, if you don't touch the floor, that's okay. It's important that, the next step of this is, of course, binding. But many people practice just maybe even being here and then slowly dropping closer to the floor. It's never anything that you need to force unnaturally. Wherever you are, try to hold and breathe, and the drishti will be directly on the nose. So breathing here, wherever you land, just breathe and settle into the posture. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, hold, and release. We'll go through our vinyasa. So remember, we always want to be alternating our legs. So this time it's going to be the right leg in first, left leg over. Inhale, lift, swing, tap the toes, and jump back from here. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, jumping forward, looking forward. So setting up for the left side. So again, I'm going to start taking my right leg into half lotus first. If you're working on the hip opening, whatever one of these variations or placement of the foot will be, is going to be really important. Whenever you're doing this variation, you must lift the chest so it can correspond into the hip area and you can feel more of a opening. If you don't feel anything in the hip, then you have to start moving your foot, lifting your chest more to find that stretch. If we're going into half lotus position, it's also important that you always set up correctly. So essentially, when we're in this half lotus position, the knee is to one side, the foot is to the other, and I want my chest to lower down right in the center. So sometimes in the midst of doing this posture, we can create some bad habits where we're leaning too much to one side or maybe leaning to the other side. Another thing to be careful of is bringing this foot too much in and the knee kind of leaning out like so. So that's again one reason why we want the outer edge of the foot to really align to that outer hip or to the outer edge of your hip. Okay, so working either with the hip stretch for that variation or working into the bind. So again, extending the arm, sweeping the arm to the side, internally rotating to connect. I inhale, take a full breath to create space, and then exhale, lowering down into the pose. Wherever you land, just breathing there and settling in. 1. 2, breathing with sound. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hold, and release. Crossing the legs. This time, I'm going to take the left leg in first, the right leg over. Lifting up, swinging, tapping the toes, and then jumping back. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing position. Inhale, jumping through. Now we will proceed on to back bending. Today we're going to introduce Urdhva Dhanurasana, the full wheel, or sometimes people refer it as the bridge. So this is going to take the half bridge that we have done prior another step further. Keep in mind, if you feel challenges in the full Urdhva Dhanurasana, or if you don't feel ready for it, you can always refer back to the half bridge. Practice there, continue to practice there until you feel that you can go into the full expression of Urdhva Dhanurasana, or even just attempting it. So we're going to lay down on our backs. And the same setup is going to apply as we did for the half bridge, especially when it comes to the legs and the feet. So I want to make sure that the outer edges, I can see the outer edges of my feet. I'm just slightly wider than hip width apart. If I go too narrow with the feet, I won't be able to utilize the full strength of my legs. I'll be limited. So back bending actually requires leg strength, especially Urdhva Dhanurasana. So we want to make sure we can access as much of our leg strength as we can. And then also, I want to be able to touch the backs of my heels. If you can't touch the backs of your heels, then move your feet to where you can touch them. So this will also create a good distance away from my sit bones. So in half bridge, of course, the arms stay down, but in full Urdhva Dhanurasana, we're going to be taking the hands overhead. So it's going to, of course, take some upper body strength, but we're also going to be utilizing a lot of our leg strength. So first, it's going to be really important to carve out the waist and find that support through the bandhas. So again, Mula Bandha engaging the pelvic floor and the anus, and the lower belly dropping in. So this will create good stability and support for the low back. So, and you know, a good way to think about this energetically is just making a skinny waist. So that will just create also good space for that low back area, as well as support. So the arms are going to extend overhead, and we're going to bend the elbows. So the hands flat to the floor, the fingers spread wide. And from here, what I'm going to recommend is to help create more space in the low back area, we're just going to come into a half bridge position to really create, again, like I mentioned, that extension, that elongation through the low back. We'll come up to the top of the head, and then we'll extend from there just to help to align our arm bones. So I want you to lift your hips upward here, keeping the upper back down, the head down. And what I'm doing essentially is I'm working my glutes or the tailbone in this direction, and then my heart center moving in this direction. So I create good space and support through the low back. So the low back is one of the most vulnerable parts of the spine, so we want to make sure that there is support there. Then I'm going to come to the top of the head. I want to align my elbows with the shoulders. So there's a tendency a lot of times to have the elbows very wide. So align your elbows with the shoulders, and I'm going to plug the shoulders onto the back, like so. So I don't want to have the shoulders out here. I'm going to draw the shoulders in. I'm going to move my heart forward, and then from here, extend through the arms. I also want to make sure that my feet stay parallel. I'm going to walk in just a little bit so I can get those hands under the shoulders. And I want my inner thighs to drop down toward the floor. Breathing here. So we'll say that's already 3 breaths. 4, 5. Inhale, exhale. We'll go ahead and lower all the way down, taking a little bit of a break. So sometimes back bending can feel rather intense because the act of back bending does make your heart beat a little bit more rapidly. So that's why it's important to breathe and really be attentive to what's happening in the body. So what we're going to do next, we're going to do 2 more, but we're going to come down on the top of the head in between those 2 Urdhva Dhanurasanas. So this is a way to build up stamina, but also to keep the spine extended so we don't feel like we have to just bring the spine back to neutral and then go back into that arch. So the back will stay slightly arched, which will make it easier to proceed with doing them in a row. Okay, so let's go ahead and prepare, making sure the feet are in the right position. So I should be able to see the outer edges of my feet. I'm going to carve out my waist. Engage Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. Extend the arms overhead. Bend the elbows. Spread the fingers wide. The hands will be flat to the floor above the shoulders. I'm going to lift my hips up first. And then top of the head on the floor. Align the elbows with shoulders. Plug the shoulders in toward the body. Move your heart forward. Inhale, use the breath to extend up. Breathing here. So we want to hold for 5 breaths. That's already 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to come to the top of the head and take a break. So just 1 breath here. If you have space, you can walk the hands in, and then from here, inhale, lifting up. So we want the arms as straight as possible, the feet parallel. There's a tendency sometimes to really want to turn the feet out like this. So keep the feet parallel. This is 2 breaths. 3, 4, and 5. Slowly lowering all the way down. Just take a few breaths here because sometimes it feels as if we lose our breath a little bit because of the intensity of the posture. So just take a few conscious breaths. And then we can go ahead and just hug the knees in for this one. Then we can go ahead and just rock and roll. We'll come up to seated. Now we're going to just enter into Paschimottanasana to create a nice counterbalance. So as we move forward, we'll be doing a transition into Urdhva Dhanurasana Vinyasa into Paschimottanasana. But for today, we're just going to come up and just slowly go into the forward fold. So when we do Paschimottanasana after Urdhva Dhanurasana, don't feel you have to go as deep as possible, as fast as possible, as hard as possible. We have a 10 breath count here, so just settle into the pose slowly, just to allow the spine to go into the opposing direction. And again, it's just a counterbalance for back bending. So from here, you can either take the sides of the feet if you need to take the ankles, or if you can catch the wrist. Just do whatever you can to settle into the pose naturally. So I'm going to just take the sides of the feet. We're going to inhale, take a full breath, and exhale, folding in. That's 1. 2, we're going to go 10 breaths. 3, 4, breathing with sound. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hold. And we'll go ahead and move into our last 3 poses in finishing, either taking cross-legged, half lotus, or full lotus. Remember that you never have to feel that you can force yourself into this pose. Cross-legged is absolutely okay. For Baddha Padmasana, if you're in lotus, the option could be also to reach for the feet, or you can continue to bind the elbows. When the legs are in lotus, it'll be right leg in first, left leg on top, and then I'll bring the left arm around to catch the feet and the right arm on top. Inhaling, and then exhale for Yoga Mudra. Again, when I'm bound, bringing the forehead or the chin toward the floor. Breathing here for 10 rounds of breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, coming up. Exhale. Then we're going to come into this extended position, lifting the chest, stretching through the arms, head back, breathing for 10 rounds of breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, coming up. Extending the arms, coming into Jnana Mudra. Thumb and index finger together. Dropping the chin. Lifting through the pelvic floor and through the lower belly. Gazing at the nose. Breathing 10 rounds of breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, lengthening and deepening the breath. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, lift the chin. And now for Utplutihi, we'll be lifting off the ground, hands down. Inhale, lifting up. If you're unable to do lotus, cross the legs, knees into the chest, thighs touching the torso. 1, lift your chin, gaze at the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keep lifting. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Slowly lowering down. Good. So from here, we'll go ahead and take rest. Lying down, just allowing the thighs to naturally roll open, the palms of the hands facing upward, the back body sinking into the floor, the eyes close, and releasing all conscious control of the breath. Okay, wonderful job in the practice today. Just want to continue to remind you of the importance of the breath. I know I'm going to just go on and on about it. When we are connected to our breathing, we're essentially connecting our inner reality with the external reality. And as we start to rely on the nature of our breathing, we will, in a sense, connect to more of the intuitive energy that resides through the entire body. So I always say that the body never lies, but the mind will definitely tell you a few stories. So this is where we begin to really make the connection, that mind-body connection, and we start to understand the true intelligence that resides inside our own bodies. So just keep that in mind, that yoga really helps us to build that bridge and to make that connection. We will be continuing with the practice tomorrow, going through a review. So I hope you're looking forward to that, and we will see you then.